Common Brittonic was an ancient Celtic language spoken in Britain. It is also variously known as Old Brittonic, British, and Common or Old Brythonic. The language of the Celtic people known as the Britons, by the 6th century, had split into the various Brittonic languages: Welsh, Cumbric, Cornish, and Breton. It is classified as AP Celtic and Insular Celtic language. Common Brittonic is a form of Insular Celtic, which is descended from Proto-Celtic, a hypothetical parent language that, by the first half of the first millennium BC, was already diverging into separate dialects or languages. There is some evidence that the Pictish language may have had close ties to Common Brittonic, and might have been either a sister language or a fifth branch. Evidence from Welsh shows a great influence from Latin on Common Brittonic during the Roman period, and especially so in terms related to the Church and Christianity, which are nearly all Latin derivatives. Common Brittonic was later replaced in most of Scotland by Gaelic and south of the Firth of Forth also by Old English. Common Brittonic survived into the Middle Ages in southern Scotland and Cumbria. See Cumbric. Common Brittonic was gradually replaced by English throughout England. In the north, Cumbric disappeared as late as the 13th century, and in the south, Cornish survived until the 19th century, although modern attempts to revitalize it have met with some success. O'Rahilly's historical model suggests the possibility that there was a Brittonic language in Ireland before the arrival of Goidelic languages there, but this view has not found wide acceptance. Phonology. Consonants, vowels. The early Common Brittonic vowel inventory was still very similar to that of Proto-Celtic, with the short vowels seeing little change. The long vowels meanwhile had seen some development. Earlier, U, having merged with I, becoming, and two new long vowels developed from earlier diphthongs, U, and. Similarly, the earlier diphthong, A, merged with Brittonic, E. Notes. The central mid-vowels, E, and, were allophonic developments of I, and, U, respectively. Grammar. Through comparative linguistics, it is possible to reconstruct the declension paradigms of Common Brittonic. First, declension notes. The dative dual and plural represent the inherited instrumental forms, which replaced the inherited dative dual and plural. From Proto-Celtic *tautabom, *2 tabos. Second declension. Third declension. Place names. Common Brittonic survives today in a few English place names and river names. However, some of these may be pre-Celtic. The best example is perhaps that of the river Avon, which comes from the Brittonic Abana, which translates into river, Apian, Manx or Wyn. Breton Avon. The Latin cognate is amnes. List of place names derived from the Brittonic languages. Brittonic-derived place names are scattered across Great Britain, with many occurring in the West Country. Some examples are: Avon from Abana equals river, Britain from Prytany equals people of the forms, Dover from Dubris equals waters, Kent from Canto equals border, Lothian from Lagudun's fort of Lugus, Severn from Sabrina, perhaps the name of a goddess, Thanet from Tanetu equals bonfire, or more probably Tanetu equals oak grove, Thames from Tamesis equals dark, York from Eber-Acon equals stand of yew trees, via Latin Eburacum greater than Oeo, for which greater than on Jorvik. Some Brittonic place names are known but are no longer used. In a charter of 682, the name of Creech Street, Michael, Somerset is given as Crotan. The words tor, coombe, bear, and heel of Brittonic origin are particularly common in Devon as elements of place names, often combined with elements of English origin. Compound names sometimes occur across England, such as Derwentwater or Chetwood, which contain the same element translated in both languages. Bibliography. Atkinson and Gray, Are Accurate Dates an Intractable Problem for Historical Linguistics? In Mapping Our Ancestors, Collard, Mark, al., eds. Transaction Books. Filpula, M., Klemola, and Pitcairn. The Celtic Roots of English, University of Johannesburg, Faculty of Humanities, ISBN 952-458-164-7. Forsyth, Language and Pictland. Jackson, Language and History in Early Britain. Jackson, The Pictish Language, in F. T. Wainwright, The Problem of the Picts. London. Nelson, Koch. New Thoughts on Albion, INI and the Brittonic Isles, in Proceedings of the Harvard Celtic Colloquium, 6, 1-28. Lambert, P.Y. Requailed as Inscriptions Galoises 2, 2. Texta Scalo Latin, Sur Instrumentum, Paris. CNRS Editions, 2002. 304-306. Lambert, Pierre-Yves. La Langoloise. 2nd edition. Paris, Editions Errants. p. 176. Lockwood, B. Languages of the British Isles, Past and Present. London. Deutsche ISBN 0-233-96666-8. Osler, Nicholas. Empires of the Word. London. HarperCollins ISBN 0-00-711870-8. Price. Languages of Britain and Ireland, Blackwell. ISBN 0-631-21581-6. Rivet and Smith. The Place Names of Roman Britain. Sims Williams, Patrick. The Celtic Inscriptions of Britain. Phonology and Chronology, c. 400-1200. Oxford, Blackwell. ISBN 1-4051-0903-3. Terns, Elmer, Brittonic Celtic, Britannisches Keltisch. From Medieval British to Modern Breton, Münchner Forschung und zur historischen Sprachwissenschaft, Hempen Verlag, Bremen 2011. Trudgill, Language in the British Isles, Cambridge University Press. Willis, David. 2009. Old and Middle Welsh. In Ball, Martin J. Muller, Nicole. The Celtic Languages, 117-160, 2nd edition. Rutledge Language Family Series, New York. Rutledge. ISBN 0-203-88248-2.